has nothing to do with TikTok, but the Boeing whistleblower dies randomly. All right, so there was, of course, you guys don't know, the Boeing airplanes have been under a lot of scrutiny because they say that Boeing be using cheap parts and be putting together, you know what I'm saying, old bullshit ass airplanes and just to save money. Even though they make money hand over fist, the Boeing Company, an American multinational corporation that designs, manufactures, and sells airplanes, rotorcraft, rockets, satellites, telecommunications equipment, and missiles worldwide, have had some issues with their planes in the last few years. Planes have went down. You have a few months ago that Alaska airline plane that had the doors blow off. That was a Boeing plane. And, you know, they've been under investigation. There's a documentary out about how they skim their equipment and their safety regulations just to continue to make more money. And I think just yesterday, one of their planes, the wheel fell off one of their planes. So, you know, this is a very alarming issue because, you know what I'm saying, folks are getting scared to be flying these days with these planes being, you know what I'm saying, all faulty and all bad body. I'm saying nobody don't want to be flying on no bad bodied ass plane.
Is now investigating the midair door blowout captured on camera in January. Transportation correspondent Gio Benitez is here with more. Good morning, Gio.
Hey, Michael. Good morning. Yeah, multiple sources are telling ABC News the DOJ is now investigating that door plug blowout. You see that video right there. You remember, of course, when that door plug flew off a Boeing 737 MAX 9 in January while the Alaska Airlines flight was 16,000 feet in the air. The plane made an emergency landing, and while no one was hurt, the DOJ wants to know if Boeing violated its 2021 deferred prosecution agreement. That's when the DOJ was investigating Boeing for those two MAX crashes in 2018 and 2019 that killed more than 300 people. The settlement forced Boeing to cooperate with federal government probes and fine the company $2.5 billion. Boeing has declined to comment on this new investigation. Meanwhile, the FAA has told Boeing that it must develop a comprehensive action plan specifically on quality control within the next 90 days, Michael.
Yeah. So them folks was supposed to be getting their act together. But instead, them folks out here killing. No. This is all alleged information. I don't know any of this information to be real. But a few days ago, police reported dusted the inside and outside of the Boeing whistleblower's John Barnett's truck for fingerprints despite being a suicide investigation. A Holiday Inn worker who was with Barnett the evening before he died says he seemed totally fine. According to the worker, Barnett had a quesadilla, a Coke, and was just on his phone during the dinner before he died. I didn't think of him at all until I heard the news the next day. He didn't seem upset at all, the employee said. Family friend Bob Emery, who was close with Barnett, is also questioning his death, saying Barnett seemed too focused on what he was doing with the Boeing lawsuit and didn't seem depressed. According to the New York Post, the investigation into Barnett's death is still ongoing and police even dusted the truck for fingerprints, something the outlet says is an unusual measure when a suicide case is involved. Let's take it a little deeper.
One, this is not a 737 problem. It's a Boeing problem. And I know the FAA's gone in and they've done due diligence and inspections to assure that the door plugs of the 737 are installed properly and the fasteners are stored properly. But my concern is what's the rest of the airplane? What's the rest of the condition of the airplane? And the reason my concern for that is back in 2012, Boeing started removing inspection operations off their jobs. So it left the mechanics to buy off their own work. So what we're seeing with the door plug blowout is what I've seen with the rest of the airplane as far as jobs not being completed properly, inspection steps being removed, issues being ignored. My concerns are with the 737 and the 787 because those programs have really embraced the theory that quality is overhead and non-value added. So those two programs have really put a strong effort into removing quality from the process. When I first started working at Charleston, I was in charge with pushing back defects to our suppliers. And what that meant was I'd take a group of inspectors and actually go to the supplier and inspect their product before they sent it in. Well, I'd taken a team of 4 inspectors to Spirit Aerosystems to inspect the 41 section before they sent it to Charleston. And we found 300 defects. Some of them were significant that needed engineering intervention. When I returned to Charleston, my senior manager told me we had found too many defects and he was going to take the next trip. So the next trip he went on, he took 2 of my inspectors. And when they got back, they were given accolades for only finding 50 defects. So I pulled that inspector aside and I said, did Spirit really clean up their act that quick? That don't sound right. And she was mad. She said, no, said the 2 inspectors were given 2 hours to inspect the whole 41 section and they were kicked off the airplane.
All right. So, yeah. So there has to be a little more extensive investigation into Boeing and what's going on with this whistleblower who so happened to kill himself while in the parking lot of Target, of all places. And it just doesn't seem plausible. Well, it may be plausible, but it just doesn't add up completely. The guy was doing, was supposed to be doing another interview, talking about, saying how Boeing be fucking up. And here is the police report, Charleston Police Department. So rest in peace to John Barnett. I'm actually kind of scared to, even talk about this stuff. I don't know nothing about them planes, but hey, man, they got to do something about them planes because they ain't right. Them planes damn sure ain't right, man. There's something fishy going on over there in Boeing. And, it's happening damn near day to day. Because if I'm not mistaken, a wheel fell off of a Boeing plane like a couple of days ago. So, yeah, that was John Barnett that we just showed. He died suspiciously March 9th. And, yeah, Boeing got enough money to make folks disappear if they have to. Just the other day, and this is not to make anybody to stir off any fear, any fear mongering of flying on airplanes. But here is a video of one of the wheels falling off the motherfucking plane. Wheel falling off the airplanes, man. You got doors coming off of airplanes. You got wheels falling off of airplanes, man. What is going on? Wheel came off the airplane and messed up a couple of cars down below. So yeah, man, Boeing ain't doing them planes right, man. There's something going on with them planes and Boeing, man. I'm just gonna say that right now. This was the damage that the wheel that dropped off.
Found some of the landing gear over there. They think it was a United 777, but
yeah. Brings a new saying to ride that thing till the wheels fall off, huh? Yeah. Yeah, bad jokes, man. Bad jokes all around, man. I apologize, man. I get better, man. We got DVDs and at the door on your way out, man. If you would like to get a copy of these bad jokes for yourself. But yeah, man, the rest in peace of John Barnett, man, the Boeing whistleblower who mysteriously, supposedly killed himself. Yeah, they need to investigate that. Moving right along. Bishop